Hi there, good afternoon, and thank you for connecting with us on this edition of the program You and Your Health aired on Equinoxe Radio Multimedia. Representation, I am Immaculate Fogwe. Children have mental health disorders that interfere with the way they think, feel, and act. Some behavioral problems are part of normal child development, while others need professional help. Children's mental health is an important aspect as far as their physical health is equally concerned. A child whose mental health disorder is not attended to early enough may face difficulties in future. After this short break, we are going to be telling you more on how to tackle children's mental health disorders. That's after the short break. Thank you for staying with us. My guest today is a nurse. She's called Berini Irene, and she will be the one to enlighten us about mental health disorders. It is a pleasure having you on the program today.
Thank you so much, Immaculate.
So today we are looking at how to tackle mental health disorders, with a particular portion being young children. So now, what exactly does it mean to have a mental illness?
Okay, thank you so much, Immaculate, once more. Mental health is a very, very broad topic, and I would like us to understand a few definitions before we delve into what mental health disorders are all about. First of all, I'd like us to understand what is mental health, and I'll equally like us to understand what child mental health is all about, and I would like us to know what mental health disorders in children are, and also what are mental health disorders generally. What are mental health disorders? Now, what is mental health? Mental health is the overall well-being you have when you regulate your feelings, your thoughts, and your behaviors. And child mental health is it's almost the same thing as in the overall well-being of optimal development of a child in the emotions, behaviors, and thoughts and cognitive domains. While if you would ask me what are mental health disorders, I will tell you that there are patterns and changes in the behaviors, in the feelings, in the thoughts that causes a disrupt in an individual's ability to function. And now, what are mental health disorders in children? They are delays or disruptions in the development of thoughts, feelings, regulations of emotions, and these problems are quite distressing to children because they disrupt their ability to function at school, at play, and in other age-appropriate social situations. So these definitions now, they help us to understand what mental health disorders are all about.
So now tell us, how common is mental health disorders in children here in Cameroon?
I dare say that mental health disorders in children is on the increase. Why? Because according to statistics from surveys, we would see that about 70% of people suffering from mental health disorders, the onset of such disorders started from childhood and from adolescence. And also, it is estimated that one in every 6 children are suffering from mental health disorders. Equally, from some surveys, it is estimated that some children, about 10% of children, they are suffering from clinically diagnosable mental health disorders. About the ages 5 to 16 years, 70% of them they do not. That is, they experience mental health problems, but these problems have not received adequate intervention at an early age. So it is right for us to say that mental health disorders in children are on an increase, because even if you compare 30 years ago, a lot of children suffered from mental health challenges, but comparing it with our contemporary age right now, we would see that the mental health disorders, due to certain factors, is much more common nowadays in children.
So now, are there different types of mental health disorders?
Yes, Immaculate, a very excellent question. There are many types of mental health disorders, but I'll make mention of just a few some common mental health disorders, and I would start by talking about anxiety, which is defined as persistent fear or worry that can cause a child to disrupt their ability to function at play, at school. And some diagnosis of the anxiety involves you have social anxiety, you have generalized anxiety, you have obsessive compulsive disorders. Equally, we have ADHD, which is attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. This one has to do with children suffering from ADHD. They have difficulties concentrating or interacting with other children. We have autism spectrum disorders. This one is neurobiological in origin, and the children here, they equally, it happens at early childhood, and normally usually before the ages of 3. And the children here, they have difficulties communicating and interacting with other children. They prefer to be on their own. They do not share emotions with others. We have post-traumatic stress syndrome. This one has to do with depression. A child who has gone through some traumatic experiences and is facing some kind of depressions. We have